Hello everyone, we're back again with another episode of The Fact, the series that discusses international issues every week. And today we would like to talk about the issue of Kashmir. And as you know, there has been a conflict between Indian government and people of Kashmir. And we would like to go into details this session with two respected guests. We have Miss Sadaf Sikander. She is a human rights activist from Canada, and also we have Mr. Mumtaz Rizvi from Pakistan. He's also a political activist. I would like to welcome both of you to the program. And Ms. Sikander, if it is okay, I would like to go with the first question, which is basically about the roots and the reasons behind such a crisis in Kashmir. And we had this actually conflict since years, and this would actually bring lots of questions about the reasons behind them. So, what is your take about roots and reasons behind this issue?
Well, my take on this issue is like very, very extremely deep-rooted. Before 1947, when India was split into India and Pakistan, the British probably never wanted peace in this region, and they had to leave something behind when they were being, in a very harsh language, kicked out of the subcontinent as rulers, and Pakistan was being made as a Muslim entity in a country. Kashmir has been an issue. Kashmiris had more Muslim population, I guess, at that point, more than 80%. They could have been aligned with Pakistan, but unfortunately, this has been a bone of contention between the two countries and been the reason for three different wars in between Pakistan and India. I am not exactly sure why the Muslim world is quiet on these atrocities. The Kashmiris should have their own independent thinking, where if they want to be aligned with either of the country or just be independent. Being aligned is, in my personal humble, idea, is like being aligned to any country will solve no purpose. So just to get rid of these atrocities and everything, they should be given complete independence in their own, and India should just stop violating the international peace laws.
If you want to talk about the main issues or goals that Kashmiri leaders are trying to seek with this protest, what would you say about that? Because we definitely know that there are some special goals behind such a big conflict between Indian government and Kashmiri people. So if you want to talk about those goals or the ideas that Kashmiri leaders...
In my opinion, I think they want independence of their own elections, their own running of the government. It's, in my opinion, it's just my two-bit sense. I don't think they want to be aligned with any country, specifically Indian, as the cause being the religion, the religious autonomy in India. And I don't think they should be aligned with Pakistan. I don't know if they are financially good enough to have an independent country or a region. They do belong to the subcontinent region, which is a very important part the Kashmir plays. I have been seeing this since I was born, actually, the atrocities of Indian government and Indian police force and Indian army on only the Muslims of Kashmir. There are non-Muslims in Kashmir, but only the Muslims have been attacked very, very often. So I don't know exactly when this will end or how this will end. They should be given a voice. The Muslim leaders should be given a voice of their own, and they should be allowed to have everything independently done without taking consent from the Indian government. It is an occupied region and there has to be no occupation. Let them be free.
I would like to know about the international community. What should they do against this kind of, violent attacks or violent, defense against this protest by Indian government? What should other countries or other international communities do about this whole issue?
The only thing that people are doing in other parts of the world for Kashmir is just like raising voices, going into parks and just raising slogans, which is not going to help. It has never helped any country reach any goal. So I don't know why they are turning blind ears completely on this specific issue. It's been going on for more than 70 years now, since 1947 and a little before that. I don't understand why there is no Muslim country, especially Muslim country, coming up and talking regarding this issue in international law. There has to be some stoppage. There has to be somewhere some law that can actually be amended, maybe if there is no law, or added regarding this issue. And it's not just the Kashmir. I would just add just for 1 second that there are other Muslim countries who have these atrocities being done on them by more powerful countries which are non-Muslims. So basically Muslims are the target, and unfortunately Kashmir has never seen a ray of hope in the past years. And the only thing the international countries should do is not just raise voice and talk, but actually force the Indian government to back off from this country, leave the occupation, and just try, at least try and live in peace for the sake of world peace.
Final suggestion for the solution of such a crisis in Kashmir, what would be, because you also mentioned that only Muslims are somehow targeted in this whole conflict, and non-Muslim Kashmiris are actually not having any problem with this whole crisis. But what is the final solution, in your opinion, about this whole crisis?
It's easier said than done, but Indian government should be forced, actually, because there's no other word to be used right now. They have to be forced to leave the occupation of this particular area. Give them autonomy, give them the freedom of their own elections, of their own will. Just leave the occupation. It's like an ego issue with India right now, that if they leave Kashmir, it will be an ego problems with them, and the Hindutva and the BJP or whatnot, the very political, religious parties they have in India against Muslims. And yes, in my opinion, 100%, I will stand by it, that only Muslims are being targeted. The others are enjoying a luxurious life, and they should leave the occupation. They should be forced to leave the occupation and leave them to decide for their own fate.
All right, thank you so very much, Sadaf from Canada. It was a true fruitful talk and also discussion with you about the issue of Kashmir. We hope we can have you again on the program, and it was a true honor. Thank you so very much for your contribution. Okay, Brother Mumtaz, there is a serious question here about the international communities and their reaction toward this matter. As you know, there are lots of violence going on in Kashmir, and Indian government are putting lots of violent acts and rules against these protesters. If you want to talk about the international community and their duties concerning this kind of violent act, what would be and what should be their reaction?
Well, as far as the international community is concerned, so what I've figured out so far that they are not interested in resolving the outstanding issues like Kashmir or Palestine. If they're really interested, they can solve it with a split of finger. But somehow or the other, they patronize those who are supposed to be their allies. For instance, there's another class in the Middle East that is called the Bahrain, where the international powers such as the United States and NATO doesn't give a damn with while they're completely involved on the Yemen issue. Similarly, the India, they are, the United States and the NATO or the West is a business partner of India. They have huge trades with them. So that is keeping them silent on this issue. And as far as the international law is concerned, then the issue of Kashmir has been discussed numerous times in the UN General Assembly. And back in 1948, the UN decided that the people of Kashmir should be given the right to self-determination. It defines that whether they want to stay with Pakistan, they want to remain with India, or they want freedom. I think India needs to give them rights of self-determination to exercise their will. That is the ultimate solution of this problem. While India denies, they believe that Kashmir is the integral part, and as far as they insisted, there's a huge thing more here, man. They're still independent, and the likelihood of nuclear war cannot be ruled out.
Thank you so very much. There's also this main issue of the final goals that Kashmiri leaders are trying to seek and reach by these protests. What are the main targets or goals or ideas that Kashmiri leaders are trying to seek in this whole kind of protest against Indian?
Kashmir has been protesting since ever since I've come into my stances. That was back in 85, 86. That was the first time I heard that the people of Kashmir are protesting for freedom. They want freedom. That is their ultimate desire. That is their ultimate goal. And although India has stripped the special status that they have, the India promised the state of Kashmir that they have their own assembly, they have their own laws. India would only control them by military. India would only constitute the foreign policy, and the Indian currency would run there. But as now, India has annexed India has annexed Kashmir into its union. So anybody from India can go to Kashmir, can buy property, they can settle down there. But before that, nobody was supposed to do this. So the recent tension in the world is that people want the Indian government to reverse their decision as far as the Article 370 is concerned. And Article 370 is a document that gives Kashmir the special status. Status that I have defined already, that they have their assembly, they have their own, they can, nobody could intervene their privacy. They have a privacy where India can't intervene. They could only control them through foreign policy, through military and through currency. They want as for now, they want the liberty. Those rights that they were exercising, the Article 370 needs to be intact. That's what they want now.
In your responses, you mentioned that the final or the main solution for this whole crisis in Kashmir. Would you contribute more about the details of such a solution? Because this is our main and final question about the final solution for this crisis that has been going on for years.
All right, perhaps you want me to let you know that what could be the ultimate solution of this. Like I told earlier, that India have to give the Kashmiri people their due right of self-determination. They're supposed to decide their fate, not the Indian government, not the Indian government, and I would say that not even the Pakistani government. When the right of self-determination would be exercised, and it would be exercised across the border. In both sides of policies, even in India, even in Pakistan, both forces need to withdraw the region, so there could be an election under the UN observation. That is the ultimate solution. As per the promise made by the Indian PM Narendra Modi, he said that we want to win the hearts and minds of the Kashmir people. And that's the only way it is that he can win their heart and mind. He has to, first of all, he needs to get down this shutdown or this lockdown. People need to be free. There's a huge crisis piling up there. People are, they don't have food. They don't have access to the means of communication. I think these things need to be solved there now.
Okay, thank you so very much. We have come to the end of this episode of The Fact. I would like to thank both of our guests, Ms. Sadaf Sikander from Canada and also Mr. Mumtaz Rizvi from Pakistan. It was a fruitful talk, and I hope that we can have you again on the program again. For our viewers and listeners, you can follow our program on the website and also our YouTube channel and also our social network pages. Thank you so very much, everyone, and hope to see you again. Goodbye.